We are following breaking news of a massive fire burning in Denver right now.
This is happening at a building near Santa Fe and 4th Avenue in the Baker neighborhood. Let's get right out to Denver 7's Micah Smith, who is on the scene there. We've seen firefighters attacking it from all angles. Are they gaining any ground and putting out the flames?
They are, Brian and Molly. I just talked to the shift commander on the scene here, and he says right now things are pretty much under control. But I want to step out of the way so you can see this entire scene, because as you just mentioned, Brian, they are attacking this thing from the ground and from the air. I asked the shift commander if they were focusing on any one part of the building. He said no, they're focusing on the entire building. They're circling it, just trying their best to make sure this doesn't spread to other parts of the neighborhood. I also talked to a utility worker on scene. He was working on cutting the power to a street light very close to this building. He says it doesn't appear that any lines are running to the building. It appeared to be vacant, but he just wants to make sure again that this doesn't affect other buildings around. At this point, it appears no one was inside, no injuries at this time. The shift commander did tell me that a public information officer is on his way to the scene. We're going to be asking him when exactly this started, what information they have at this point in time, and if they have any idea what started this fire. So still lots of questions, but as you can see, very big scene, lots of firefighters here trying to get this thing under control. Back to you, Molly and Brian, in the studio.
And it'll be really interesting to find out how this started, because this is the same area where a natural gas explosion happened just last August.
Fortunately, no injuries this time. There were injuries in that explosion, though. Denver 7's Eric Lufer in our newsroom now to give us a recap of what happened this time last year.
You know, it was an apartment building that was just obliterated, but unbelievably, no one died. 9 people were injured, though. The aftermath of the explosion, well, it was startling. Images from witnesses' cell phones right after it happened captured all the chaos. There was a man who was arrested as well, accused of intentionally starting the fire. Investigators say Todd Perkins lived in a camper on the property but had been fired by the owner of the apartments. Perkins was one of the 9 people injured in the explosion. He spent weeks at Denver Health recovering. The explosion damaged most of the 7-unit apartment building. Now, before this morning's fire in this same area, it was just still a pile of bricks. Denver Fire has long since completed their investigation from August's explosion. The collapsed building had been turned back over to the owner. Molly.
And I know neighbors in that area were concerned because the damage was just still sitting out there.